blood device. Can I ask what your name is?
Brooke Blatchley.
Okay, I'm gonna rename you. All right, and did I spell that right? Yep. Okay, and let me see here. Okay, so this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Brooke and Blatchley, file number 23-21484FH. I have Andrew P. Kirkpatrick, P66842, appearing on behalf of the defendant, and I have Phoebe McClure appearing on behalf of the people. This is the date and time for pretrial in this case. So, Mr. Kirkpatrick, how would you like to proceed?
Your Honor, at this time, I'd ask that the court place this on the jury trial docket. And I don't know, I would request a final pretrial a few weeks before that jury trial, if the court would allow for that. I did get the preliminary exam transcripts. I've had a chance to review them. I will get with the prosecutor. There may be one or two videos that I don't have, but I will certainly get with the prosecutor regarding those two issues. But at this point, it appears as though it needs to be set for trial.
All right, so Ms. McClure, I'm sorry, who is the prosecutor assigned to this file?
That would be Mr. McCready. Excuse me.
Mr. McCready. And is there a plea offer in your notes somewhere?
I'm not seeing one, no. I'm sure there is a plea offer, but I'm not seeing one in my notes.
So, Ms. Adams, you can either bring me the book or give me a date. This case is a false pretenses and larceny. So one day, Mr. Kirkpatrick.
I would say one day this should be done relatively quickly, Your Honor, depending upon how quickly we pick a jury.
I would agree, Judge, just based on the witness list.
Yeah, so I do voir dire, so we usually sit a jury by mid-morning. So, all right. So she's not in custody. And let's see. So based on the fact that I have a bunch of jury trials with people who are in custody and they do take precedence. 1 and 2.
And Your Honor, we're in no rush for trial. I didn't mean to interrupt the court, but I just so the court's aware, we're not.
Okay. That helps. Angela Williams. I have Seth Meyers 2-day jury trial. So I can back this up I usually back up trials. So I can do Tuesday, April 16th, but I can get a March date backed up to, let me see here. Day 3, 4, let me look here. Civil trial, they usually settle, but you never know. Yeah, probably the best one I can do is April 16th, and it's backed up to another trial. Is that good?
Yep. That day works perfect for me, Your Honor.
That works, Judge.
So on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, my trials start at 9 a.m. On Wednesday, they start at 10:30 a.m. after my criminal docket. So if we do April 16th, I will do a final pretrial. April 3rd, let me see here. I need to take somewhere around there, so. Let's see, let's do April 3rd for a final pretrial. And that would be at 8:30 in the morning. I will set that as the motion deadline as well. And jury instructions will be due March 20. So all jury instructions as well as voir dire questions that you would like asked are due on that day. Jury instructions would be 1 per page, and my expectation is that the attorneys will meet and review and submit a packet they agree upon, completely filled out with all the information, and leaving the few that they don't agree on to be discussed at final pretrial. So motion deadline, motion and limine deadline, April 3rd of 24, jury instructions, voir dire questions due March 20. Final pretrial, April 3rd, and trial date of April 16th at 9. I'll put a little, in my scheduling order, I do not order the transcript, but you already have that one. I do not have a plea deadline. If your client, if you work out a plea agreement and you and your client want to avail yourself of that, just schedule, call my office, and I'll get you in on another day other than a Wednesday so I can get you in and out. So today is January already, January 3rd. And I filled out a scheduling order, and we will mail that out to you, sir, and Ms. McClure. Anything else we need to address?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
No, thank you.
You and Mr. McCready need a COPS conference with me, just call Miss Adams and schedule that, all right? Mr. Kirkpatrick, is that all
Yes,
right?
Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, we'll get a copy of that out. Ms. Blatchley, your bond's continued. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so Mr. Bennett, you have, let me see, you have Emily. Are you Emily Smith, Mr. Bennett?
No, I have
No.
Caleb Simpson, Your Honor. He should have logged in. Good, happy New Year, Your Honor, as well. Good morning.
Well, happy New Year.
Thank you.
Yeah, who do I have from MDOC? Are you Mario Armour?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Good morning. So I'm going to change your screen name, and then your attorney is Rhonda Underwood, and she's in another court right now. So as soon as she gets here, I'll take your case, okay?
Hey, Your Honor,
Right.
Your Honor, may I address something with you?
Not until she gets here, okay? So you just hang
Okay.
out, and when she gets here, you can do that. Mr. Barton, I just was, I'm gonna put you in the waiting room, and you'll be up in a few minutes, okay?
Thank you.
All right, so let's see, this is your client. Mr. McCready, I was filling out a scheduling order and I didn't see you. So Brooke Blatchley, we set a pretrial for April 3rd at 8:30 and a trial date for April 16th at 9.
That sounds good. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so I have someone on an iPhone, Mr. Bennett. So let's get them connected. Maybe that's your client.
Sounds good, thank you. And we have a plea agreement worked out.
Just gonna chat to them to connect to audio. So Emily Smith, who's your attorney? All right, so Miss Smith.
Yeah.
Mr. Malaro will not be here today. So Mr. Glazier will be coming in for him today. He usually goes to the court down the hall first.
Okay,
So I'm gonna rename you and then, when he gets here, I'll bring you back in, all right?
okay.
All right, thank you. Right, I have someone who called in on an iPhone and are you Mr. Simpson?
Yes.
Okay. This is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Caleb James Simpson. File number 2023-21367FC. I have, where you at? I have Samuel Bennett appearing on behalf of Mr. Simpson, and it looks like I have Alexander Bayonetto appearing on behalf of the people. This is the date time set for pretrial. So, Mr. Bennett, how would you like to proceed today?
Your Honor, I've had a chance to speak with Mr. Bayonetto over the past few months, and we do have a plea agreement worked out. I would let Mr. Bayonetto put that on the record, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Bayonetto.
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, the defendant would be entering a plea to count 1 as charged. Count 2 would be amended to aggravated assault, or there would be, I'm sorry, an added count 4. I am preparing an amended information now for the court. With an
So
agreement.
count 4 would be an aggravated assault.
Yes, Your Honor, with the agreement that if the defendant is eligible, this would be under 771.1, and that upon successful completion of probation, the larceny of the firearm would be reduced to larceny 200 to 1,000.
And Your Honor, that is my understanding. I've spoke to Mr. Simpson about that. He will be entering a plea of no contest due to lack of memory and potential civil liability, Your Honor.
Okay.
He's prepared to do that today.
And so, Mr. Bayonetto, if he successfully completes it, count 1 will be reduced to what?
Larceny 200 to 1,000.
All right. Okay. All right, so Mr. Simpson, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, can you state your full name for the record, please?
Caleb James Lorenz Simpson.
Okay, good. You can put your hand down. So, Mr. Simpson, you've heard the statement of your attorney and the prosecuting attorney. Is it your intention to plead no contest to count 1, weapons, firearms, larceny, and to an added count 4, aggravated assault? Is it your intention to plead no contest to those?
Yes.
All right, do you understand weapons, firearms, larceny carries a maximum penalty of up to 5 years in prison and or a $2,500 fine, and aggravated assault carries a maximum penalty of up to 1 year in jail? Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, are you satisfied with your attorney and the advice that he has given you?
Yes.
Other than the agreement that if you're eligible, you can be sentenced under 771.1, has neither the prosecutor, the defendant, or anyone on the defendant's behalf has discussed any other possible sentence with the court? Is that correct, Mr. Bennett?
That is correct, Your Honor, yes.
Mr. Bayonetto?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Simpson, is that correct as far as you're aware?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, if a no contest plea is accepted, there will be no trial. This means that you will be giving up rights you would have had at trial. I'm going to explain those rights to you now to make sure that you understand them. You have a right to a speedy public trial by jury. You may ask for a non-jury trial, and if the prosecutor and court agree, you can have a non-jury trial. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to have the prosecuting attorney prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty, and you do not have to prove anything. You have the right to be present at trial and have witnesses against you appear at your trial and ask those witnesses questions. You have the right to have the court order any witnesses you have for your defense to appear at the trial. You have the right to remain silent during your trial, not have your silence used against you. However, you also have the right to testify at your trial if you want to testify. Sir, do you understand that if your plea is accepted, you may be giving up the right to appeal issues that would otherwise be appealable had you been convicted at trial? Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that any appeal from the conviction and sentence pursuant to the plea will be by application for leave to appeal and not by right? Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you are not a citizen of the United States of America, a conviction of a crime, a result in deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States of America, or denial of naturalization. Do you have any questions about the rights that I've given to you?
No.
All right, and your attorney advised that you'll be pleading no contest. So when I ask you the next questions, your response will either be no contest or not guilty. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right. So, sir, how do you wish to plead to the charge that on or about October 12 of 2022 in Adrian Township in the county of Lenawee, that you did commit the offense of weapons, firearms, larceny?
No contest.
And how do you plead to the added count 4 that on October 12 of 2022 in Adrian Township in the county of Lenawee, that you did commit the offense of aggravated assault?
No contest.
Has anyone made any threats or promises to you to induce you to plead no contest to these charges?
No, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if I accept this plea, you will be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of promises or threats that were not disclosed to the court on the record during this hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea? Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is the prosecutor or defense counsel aware of any promises or threats or inducements other than the plea bargain to induce the defendant to plead no contest? Mr. Bennett.
No, Your Honor, I'm not. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Bayonetto.
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Simpson, has your attorney promised you any particular sentence or estimated what your sentence will be in terms of jail or fines and costs?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, what has he promised you?
Mr. Simpson, I didn't make a promise. I stated that the sentence would be a probation sentence based on the delay,
Right.
if that's what
Right.
happens, correct?
Yes, that's correct. And up now.
Okay. Okay, and is it your own choice to plead no contest?
Yes.
All right, so Mr. Bayonetto or Mr. Bennett, who's going to place factual basis on the record?
I'll allow Mr. Bayonetto to do that. I don't have the report on me right now, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I have the report pulled up. Just for the record, I am reading from Adrian Township Police report number 2200000992. Your Honor, had this matter proceeded to trial, the people would have proven beyond a reasonable doubt that on or about October 12th, 2022, the defendant, Caleb Simpson, did enter a Johnson's Sporting Goods located at 3654 North Adrian Highway, which is located in Adrian Township, County of Lenawee, State of Michigan. And at that time, while browsing their firearm selection, Mr. Simpson did attempt to conceal I believe it was an AK-47 in his pants and walk out the door, which would satisfy the larceny of the firearm charge. As he was attempting to leave the premises, he was confronted by a number of employees, and a conflict did ensue. During that conflict, there was between Mr. I believe it was James Garrison and Mr. Simpson, a physical altercation that ensued. During that altercation, Mr. Simpson did place his, I believe it was his right arm around Mr. Garrison's neck and did squeeze. During that point, Mr. Garrison did state that he started to black out, get tunnel vision. He could not breathe. Your Honor, I believe that satisfies the elements for count 2, which would be the greater to satisfy the lesser. And given those facts, I believe the elements have been satisfied.
All right, Mr. Bennett, are you satisfied?
I am satisfied, Your Honor.
All right, so based on the facts placed on the record and from the information contained in the police report, the court finds beyond a reasonable doubt that on October 12th of 2022 in Adrian Township in the county of Lenawee, that the defendant did commit the offense of weapons, firearms, larceny by entering into Johnson Sporting Goods and attempting to steal an AK-47 by putting it in his coat or hiding it under his clothing. And when he attempted to leave, there was an altercation with the employees of Johnson Sporting Goods, who are all like probably armed because it's a gun store. So an altercation occurred, and at some point, Mr. Simpson placed his arm around an employee's neck, holding or closing off his his breath until he started to black out. So he does satisfy the greater offense. So I do find that in fact, the defendant did commit the offense of weapons, firearms, larceny, and aggravated assault, and the court accepts the no contest plea. It has been given understandably, voluntarily, and accurately. He has full knowledge of his rights, and he does have competent counsel. As the court complied with the MCR 6.302 B, C, and D. Mr. Bennett?
Yes, Your Honor, you have.
Mr. Bayonetto?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so this court has made no agreement regarding the possibility of a plea or possible sentence in this case with the prosecutor, the defense attorney, the defendant, or anyone acting in the interest of either of them. So, Mr. Simpson, I am going to refer this matter to the probation department for a pre-sentence investigation. Before you disconnect today, I'm going to put you in a breakout room with Miss Holly or Miss Teskey, one of them, and they're going to get your contact information, and then they're going to tell you the next steps you need to take. You're going to have to meet with them twice. When you meet with them, they're going to ask you for information about your background and the offense that occurred. You pled no contest. So you do not have to give them information about the events that occurred. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
But be truthful with them about your background, and they'll prepare a report. We will provide that to Mr. Bennett and Mr. Bayonetto, and then Mr. Bennett will review that with you before our sentencing date. I'm going to set this matter for sentencing on February 15th of 2024 at 8:15 in the morning. Are you available that day, Mr. Bennett?
I am, Your Honor, yes. Thank you.
All right. And Mr. Bennett, I am going to ask that he appear in person. He lives in Lenawee, right?
Yeah, just
Yeah, he lives-
outside of Lenawee County.
Yeah, so, but Mr.
However-
Bennett, feel free, you can zoom in if you'd like.
Okay, I will talk to Mr. Simpson. I think he's on a job up north, so we'll talk about the schedule and make sure he can get down there for that day.
All right, if he, so you're gonna be working up north for a while? Mr.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor, out by Grayling and Mackinac Bridge, doing contract work for Chrysler and third party with logistics. That's my career.
Right, but you understand you're gonna have to come down and meet with the probation department?
Oh, yes, yep, that's not a problem, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, so Mr. Bennett, if you need to have him Zoom for sentencing, that's fine.
Okay. And Your Honor, the only request I would have is that probation contact me and I be present either via Zoom or via phone during the
Yeah.
PSI.
So I'm gonna put you all in a breakout room with Miss Teskey. So is it Miss Holly or Miss Teskey that's going into the breakout room? Somebody?
Judge, it's me.
All right.
Thank you very much,
so-
Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Bayonetto.
All right, so I'm going to open up a breakout room. I'm gonna sign Miss Teskey, Mr. Bennett, and there you go. So go ahead and open it, go ahead and join that breakout room. When you're done, you can disconnect and leave, except for Miss
Thank you, Your Honor.
Teskey, she can't. Okay,
Have a great day, Judge. Thanks.
you too, thank you. All right. So I have Miss Hennigan, and I have one of her clients here in person. So, Mr. Hendrickson, you want to come up to the podium? Ms. Hennigan, are you there? She'll be there. There she is. All right, so let me grab your file. Good morning. This is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Corey Taylor Hendrickson, file number 2023-21631FC. I have Tamaris Hennigan appearing on behalf of Miss Hendrickson, Mr. Hendrickson, and I have Alexander Bayonetto appearing on behalf of the people. This is the date and time scheduled for a first pretrial in this matter. Ms. Hennigan, how would you like to proceed today?
Thank you, Your Honor. I was contacted by the prosecutor's office yesterday by Miss Arnold, and she has indicated that she would like to adjourn this matter out for another pretrial. She did make me an offer yesterday that I need to go over with Mr. Hendrickson. And then I will need to probably discuss that further with Miss Arnold. So if we could get an adjournment out for just a couple of weeks, and then I would ask that Mr. Hendrickson please contact my office and make an appointment to come in and discuss that offer.
All right. So Miss Adams, are you in your office?
Yes, I am, Judge.
So I have Mr. Hendrickson here, so could you do the notice? All right, so how about January 31 at 8:30 in the morning?
That's fine, Your Honor.
Ms. Hennigan, if your client decides to avail himself of the plea bargain, feel free to call and we'll get you in on any other day than a Wednesday.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
So if you want to just have a seat on that bench behind you. Yep, right back, right there. And then my staff will bring you a notice of hearing, all right? All right, thank you, and your bond's continued. All right, Miss Hennigan, you have another one. I got Mr. Noe. Let's see, I got Mr. Noe, I got Mr. Murphy. All right, hold on. I do not have Mr. Ghana yet, so that's the one I'm waiting on. All right. Mr. Noe, Miguel Trejo, I have him.
Yep,
Let me bring
he's in
him.
my lobby. I'll get him right now.
No, he's on my screen.
Well, Judge, maybe he's two places at once.
He's just sitting across from you. Sorry. Mr. Noe is one of those fancy attorneys with two monitors in his office. Did anybody that was in here today have Mr. Murphy? No, I didn't think so. All right. Perfect. Okay. This is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Miguel Angel Trejo, file number 23-21663FH. This is the date and time scheduled for arraignment in this matter. Mr. Noe, do you waive the reading of the felony information?
I do.
Have you received a copy of the felony information, prosecutor's request for discovery and witness list?
I have.
All right. And how do you wish to proceed today?
Your Honor, in this matter, my client wishes to avail himself of the plea offer offered by the prosecutor's office. My client will be entering a plea. So I believe there'd be an added count 3 of police officer resisting, obstructing, and also that would be entered under I believe